Force yourself to outgrow the old version of you. There comes a moment in every person's life where they feel the tension between who they are and who they were meant to become. You can feel it in your gut, that inner pull, that holy discontent that says, this isn't all you're made for. And yet, too many people remain stuck in an outdated version of themselves, clinging to comfort, routine, and familiar limitations. But let me tell you something today. You will never step into your future if you're still loyal to your past. If you want to rise, to evolve, to truly grow, you must force yourself to outgrow the old version of you. Break the comfort trap. Growth demands discomfort. We all love comfort. The warm routine, the familiar voices, the predictable patterns. But here's the hard truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's a soft prison that slowly robs you of your potential. And if you want to level up in life, in faith, in purpose, you have to break free from the trap of comfort and embrace the discomfort that growth demands. Because growth doesn't happen in safety, it happens in struggle. It doesn't bloom in the known, it's birthed in the unknown. One. Comfort feels good but keeps you small, let's be honest. Comfort feels good, it feels safe. It gives you a false sense of control, but don't be fooled, it's not your friend. It's a trap that keeps you repeating the same days, the same choices, and the same excuses, while your dreams rot in silence. Think about it. How many people stay in unfulfilling jobs, toxic relationships, or lazy habits because they're comfortable? They're not fulfilled, they're not growing, but they're scared of discomfort, so they stay stuck. Silent, small, but your calling wasn't made for comfort, it was made for impact, and impact always costs comfort, too. Discomfort is the soil where greatness grows. Here's what no one wants to hear. Growth hurts. It stretches you. It challenges your mindset. It demands sacrifice, but it's in that tension, that resistance, where true transformation is born. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Diamonds aren't formed without pressure, and your destiny won't be reached without some discomfort. Every successful person you admire had to walk through seasons of fear, pain, and uncertainty. The difference, they didn't run from it, they used it. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's your elevator. It's trying to lift you to the next level, but you have to stop fighting it and start leaning into it. 3. Your future self is hidden behind a wall of discomfort. Here's something powerful to remember. Everything you want, confidence, success, peace, purpose, is on other side of discomfort, but you won't reach it unless you're willing to pay the price. Want to become disciplined? You have to say no to laziness. Want to grow spiritually? You'll have to fight your flesh and make space for God. Want to start that business or step into your calling? You'll have to face rejection, failure, and fear, and do it anyway. Comfort won't take you there. Fear won't take you there. Faith will, and faith walks through fire. 4. Comfort zones kill calling. Let this sink in. Your comfort zone is not where your calling lives. It's where your calling dies. Why? Because calling requires courage. It requires you to move even when you don't feel ready, to show up even when it's scary, to keep going even when no one is clapping. Staying comfortable might make you feel safe, but it will cost you your future. If you want to step into your calling, you have to step out of what's easy. Don't die in a version of life that was never meant to contain your full potential. Don't settle for safe when you were built for significant. 5. Stretch, don't shrink. Choose growth every day, every day. Life gives you a choice, stretch or shrink. Will you push yourself forward or pull yourself back? Will you choose growth or settle for what's easy? Let me challenge you. Stretch. Wake up earlier than you want to. Say yes to what scares you. Have the hard conversation. Try the new thing. Be uncomfortable on purpose. Because the more you stretch, the more capacity you build. The more you embrace discomfort, the more you discover strength you never knew you had. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You just need to be willing to move, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. Final words. Burn the comfort blanket. Comfort is not your home. It's a place you pass through, not a place you stay. If you want to rise, grow, lead, and live with purpose, you've got to burn the comfort blanket. Stop praying for an easy life. Start praying for the strength to handle a meaningful one. Your greatness won't be found in ease, it will be forged in fire. Don't run from it, don't fear it. Break the comfort trap, lean into the stretch, and watch your life transform. Because growth demands discomfort, and you were built for more than comfort. You were built for conquest. Discipline is the weapon that destroys the old you. We all want change. We dream of becoming stronger, wiser, more focused, of stepping into a new, better version of ourselves. But dreaming alone won't get you there. Wishing won't do it. Motivation fades, emotions shift, and hype dies. If you want to break the cycle and finally destroy the old version of you, there's only one weapon that works consistently: discipline. Discipline isn't glamorous, it's not loud, it's not always exciting, but it's powerful because it does the work when motivation walks away. It builds when others quit. It stays when emotion says give up. And if you're serious about outgrowing who you used to be, then discipline must become your daily weapon. 1. Motivation starts you, discipline finishes you. Let's face it, we all get fired up sometimes. We watch an inspiring video, hear a great sermon, or get sick of our own excuses. That spark of motivation makes us feel like we're ready to change the world, but 2 days later, that fire is gone. Why? Because motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. Discipline doesn't care how you feel, it shows up anyway. It's the voice that says get up when your body says sleep in. It's the action that says do the work when your feelings say take a break. It doesn't wait to feel ready, it decides to be ready. If you want to kill the old version of you, the lazy, procrastinating, excuse-making version, you need to train your body and your mind to listen to your discipline, not your feelings. 2. The old you thrives on comfort. Discipline breaks that cycle. The old you loves comfort. It thrives in routine, in good enough. In the familiar, it says you've always been this way. It tells you that you can't change, that you don't have time, that discipline is too hard. But that's a lie. And the only way to break that lie is with daily truth in action. Discipline interrupts the cycle. It breaks the pattern. It says no more. No more excuses, no more autopilot, no more giving in. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you chip away at the old version of you. You break the habits that kept you stuck. Build the mindset that takes you further. Day by day, decision by decision, you are destroying who you were and creating who you were meant to be. 3. Small acts of discipline create big transformation. You don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need a massive life overhaul today. But you do need to start, and that starts with small, consistent acts of discipline. Wake up 30 minutes earlier, put your phone down and pick up a book. Start the workout, write the plan, pray when your mind is scattered. Keep the promise you made to yourself. These small, repeated actions may not feel big at the moment, but over time, they create unstoppable momentum. Discipline compounds, and compounded discipline creates transformation. If you wait until you feel like it, you'll stay stuck. But if you do the small, hard things every day, especially when you don't feel like it, transformation becomes inevitable. 4. Discipline builds the future you want. Excuses protect the old you. Every excuse you make is a shield the old you uses to survive. I'm too tired. I'm not good enough. I've tried before. These are not truths, they're defense mechanisms. But discipline doesn't make excuses, it makes moves. Discipline says, I don't care how many times I failed, I'll try again. Discipline says, this isn't about what I feel like, it's about what I decided to become. Discipline doesn't look for the easy road, it chooses the right road, even when it's hard. Here's the truth. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you tear down the identity of the old you and step closer to the person your future depends on. 5. Discipline is the foundation of freedom. Most people think discipline is about restriction. But real discipline is what gives you freedom. Freedom from chaos, from regret, from shame, from cycles that drain your purpose. The old you was ruled by emotion. The new you is ruled by decisions. The old you reacted. The new you responds with purpose. The old you chased comfort. The new you builds character. Discipline doesn't limit your life, it liberates it. Pick up the weapon. You're not stuck because you're broken, you're stuck because you haven't picked up your weapon. Discipline is that weapon, and today you can decide to use it. You can decide to stop waiting and start working. You can decide to stop being loyal to the old you and start becoming the disciplined, focused, unstoppable version of you that's been waiting to emerge. The old you is not your destiny, it's your obstacle, and the only way to defeat it is with discipline. So make the decision, pick up the weapon, and don't just dream about change. Discipline your way into it, because discipline is the weapon that destroys the old you and builds the life you were born to live. Cut what's holding you. You can't grow in a toxic environment. Some of the greatest seeds ever planted never became trees, not because they weren't good enough, not because they weren't called, but because they were planted in the wrong environment. You could have all the potential in the world, but if your surroundings are toxic, you will stay stuck. You will shrink when you're meant to grow. You will survive when you're called to thrive. Let's get real. You can't grow in what's killing you. If you want to evolve, if you want to elevate, if you want to step into the next level of your life, you must cut what's holding you. 1. Toxic environments don't just slow growth, they poison it. You cannot build a new life while still connected to what's been slowly destroying you. Toxic environments are like invisible chains. They're not always obvious, but they're always pulling you down. Whether it's people, places, habits, or mindsets, the wrong environment will suffocate your progress. Some of us are trying to stay faithful to places and people God has already told us to leave. We stay out of guilt. We stay out of fear. We stay because we're used to it. But hear this, familiarity is not the same as faithfulness. Just because you're used to something doesn't mean it's good for you. If you truly want to grow, you need to stop asking, "Can I handle this?" and start asking, "Is this helping me grow?" 2. Check your circle. Not everyone deserves access to you. Sometimes the environment holding you back isn't a place, it's a person. Who you surround yourself with matters. If you're around negativity, gossip, laziness, or spiritual compromise, that atmosphere becomes your ceiling. You can't rise in a room that doesn't want to see you win. Let this sink in. You don't have to hate someone to outgrow them. Not everyone who started with you is meant to finish with you, and that's not betrayal, that's alignment. Growth requires separation. If they're not feeding your future, they might be poisoning your purpose. It's time to protect your peace, guard your energy, cut access to those who consistently drain you. You're not being rude, you're being wise. 3. Habits can be toxic. 2. It's not just people and places. Your own patterns can be toxic. Scrolling instead of studying, complaining instead of solving, procrastinating instead of preparing, overthinking instead of moving. Every habit you keep that's working against your calling is an anchor you need to cut. You can't become disciplined if you're still entertaining distractions. You can't grow spiritually if you're still feeding your flesh more than your faith. Want to grow? Start being ruthless with your routines. Audit your day. Audit your mind. Audit your phone. Growth requires intentional pruning. You've got to cut what's not aligned with who you're becoming. 4. God will elevate you, but He won't drag you. Many people pray for elevation but refuse to release what's keeping them grounded. Let's be clear, God will never bless what you're unwilling to leave. Sometimes the door isn't locked, we just refuse to walk through it because we're scared of what's on the other side. But growth starts with trust. Trust that letting go is the first step to leveling up. Trust that what God has ahead is better than what you're afraid to leave behind. You can't grow in an atmosphere of fear, bitterness, compromise, or chaos, and God isn't going to build your next chapter on a toxic foundation. When God says move, obedience is your breakthrough. 5. Cutting isn't cruel, it's necessary. Some of us avoid cutting toxic things because we don't want to hurt others or disrupt our lives. But hear this. Cutting is not cruelty, it's clarity. It's choosing your future over your familiarity. It's choosing growth over guilt. It's choosing healing over history. A tree is pruned not to harm it, but to help it bear more fruit. In the same way, God sometimes asks you to cut certain relationships, habits, or environments, not because He's punishing you, but because He's preparing you. Don't be afraid to prune. Don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to make room for what's next. Because when you remove what's toxic, you create space for what's divine. Choose your environment, choose your future. You will never rise higher than the environment you refuse to leave. You will never grow past the limitations you continue to accept. The life you want requires hard decisions, and the biggest one might be this. Cut what's holding you, protect your peace, starve your distractions. Prune your circle, raise your standards, and most of all, trust that growth is worth the cut. Because you can't grow in a toxic environment and you were never meant to stay stuck. Speak to who you're becoming, not who you've been every day. You're either reinforcing who you were or building who you're becoming, and the difference lies in your words. Your mouth is a mirror and a map. It reflects what you believe and it directs where you're going. That's why the words you speak to yourself are powerful. They're not just noise, they are creative force. Too many people live trapped by the echo of their past. They keep speaking from their pain, their failures, their flaws. I've always been like this. I'm just not that kind of person. I'll never change. But let me tell you something loud and clear. You'll never become who God called you to be if you only speak from who life tried to make you. It's time to change your language. It's time to speak to who you're becoming, not who you've been. 1. Your words create identity. The words you speak about yourself become the identity you live in. That's not motivational fluff, it's truth. If you constantly say, I'm weak, I'm not disciplined, I'm a mess, I always fail, then your mind, emotions, and decisions will start aligning with that script. You're rehearsing a version of yourself that may no longer be true, but because you keep saying it, you keep living it. But what if you started speaking differently? What if instead of echoing who you were, you declared who you're becoming? Not I'm always anxious, but I'm learning to live in peace. Not I can't focus, but I'm building a disciplined mind. Not I'm stuck, but I'm stepping into freedom. You have the power to prophesy your future or imprison it. Choose your words with intention. 2. Your past may explain you, but it doesn't define you. Many people stay small because they keep dragging their past into their present. Yes, you may have made mistakes. Yes, you may have struggled. Yes, you may have been overlooked, abandoned, or broken. That explains some of your pain, but it doesn't get to define your identity. You are not your trauma. You are not your worst decision. You are not the label someone put on you in your lowest moment. You are becoming more, and your words must reflect that process. Stop giving your past the microphone. Start letting your future speak louder. Say, I'm not who I was, I'm growing, I'm healing, I'm becoming everything I was created to be. 3. Speak with vision, not just honesty. People often confuse speaking truth with speaking defeat. I'm just being real. They say, but real doesn't mean negative. Real doesn't mean stuck. Real doesn't mean hopeless. Yes, acknowledge where you are, but never stop declaring where you're going. Don't just describe your reality, declare your destiny. It's okay to say, I'm struggling, but I'm getting stronger. I feel overwhelmed, but I know I'm built for more. I've been through the fire, but I'm coming out refined. That's not denial, that's vision. Your words don't just describe your world, they build it. 4. The enemy wants you to repeat the wrong script. There is a spiritual war over your words. The enemy knows if he can control your self-talk, he can limit your self-worth. He wants you stuck in shame, replaying every failure, second-guessing every decision, disqualifying yourself from the very thing God already approved you for. But when you change your language, you change your power. When you start saying, I am chosen, I am growing, I am forgiven, I am focused, I am not what I used to be, you break the cycle, you disarm the enemy, you reject fear and partner with faith. Don't speak fear. Don't speak failure. Speak faith, speak favor, speak future, because that's where you're headed, not back, but forward. 5. Speak like you already see it. Faith doesn't wait to see before it speaks. Faith speaks until it sees. If you're becoming more focused, speak like it. If you're stepping into purpose, speak like it. If you're walking in healing, strength, clarity, confidence, then let your words match that future. Say it even if your current life doesn't reflect it yet. Say it when you're still working on it. Say it when no one else believes it. Your words aren't supposed to echo what you see, they're meant to shape what you don't see yet. Speak it until you become it. Rewrite the script. You are the narrator of your future. You are not bound to the words others spoke over you. You are not trapped in the script of your old self. You get to rewrite the story starting with your words. So today, speak with faith, speak with fire, speak with purpose. Don't repeat who you were. Declare who you are becoming. Speak like a warrior. Speak like a leader. Speak like a healed, focused, disciplined, purpose-driven version of you. Because the truth is this, you are not who you used to be, and your words better start sounding like it. Outgrowing the old you is a daily battle. Win it on purpose every single day. You wake up to a battle, a quiet war between who you were and who you are becoming. It's not loud, it's not obvious, but it's real. It shows up in your thoughts, your choices, your reactions, your routines. And here's the truth. You will not drift into a better version of yourself. You have to fight for it. The person you used to be will always try to pull you back. That voice in your head that says, just skip it today. You're not good enough. You've always been like this. That voice, that's the old you fighting for survival. Outgrowing that version of yourself is a battle, a daily one, and if you want to win, you must do it on purpose. 1. You don't defeat the old you once you defeat it daily. Many people believe that change is a one-time event, a big moment of motivation or breakthrough. But real transformation isn't one emotional high. It's not a single decision. It's 1,000 tiny decisions made over and over again. You don't defeat laziness once. You don't conquer fear in a day. You don't break every bad habit with a single choice. You defeat the old you every day with consistent, intentional action. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, focus over distraction, truth over lies, you win a battle. And here's the key. You have to wake up and fight on purpose. Growth doesn't happen accidentally. It happens intentionally. 2. The old you is comfortable. That's why it's dangerous. The old you is familiar. Predictable, safe. You know how it thinks, how it avoids, how it justifies, and because of that, it's dangerous. Comfort is a trap. It's not where greatness lives, it's where potential dies. You can't grow and stay comfortable at the same time. The new you, the focused, strong, disciplined you, doesn't live in the comfort zone. It lives on the other side of pain, resistance, and obedience. So if you're serious about change, stop protecting your comfort. Start protecting your purpose. 3. You have to decide who's going to win today. Every morning you have a choice. Will you listen to the voice of the old you, the one full of fear, excuses, and patterns? Or will you rise up and speak like the version of you who's growing, focused, and free? That choice won't be made for you. No one can fight that fight on your behalf. Not your mentor, not your pastor, not your parents. This is your battle. But here's the good news. You're stronger than the old you. You're more aware now. You've tasted progress. You've seen glimpses of who you can become. So when that old version rises up, the one who procrastinates, overthinks, avoids responsibility, don't just watch it. Confront it, replace it, speak against it, and then act against it. 4. Don't wait to feel ready. Show up anyway. You won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel strong. You won't always feel like you're making progress. But if you only move when you feel like it, the old you wins every time. Winning this battle requires showing up when it's inconvenient. Do the work when you're tired. Stick to your standards when no one's watching. Guard your habits when no one is clapping. This is how you build momentum. This is how you change from the inside out. The old you is loud with excuses, but the new you is quiet with consistency. Let your discipline speak louder than your doubt. 5. The future you deserves a fighter, not a victim. There's a version of you in the future, confident, purposeful, strong, disciplined, and clear. That version is waiting, but they don't need you to stay soft. They don't need you to stay stuck in self, pity, or regret. They need you to fight. The future you is built by the daily victories of the present you. When you show up and do what's hard, when you forgive instead of holding bitterness, when you choose truth over lies, when you take the step even when it scares you, all of that is building someone powerful, someone free, someone focused. You don't need to be perfect to grow. You just need to be intentional. Win on purpose, not by accident. You will not stumble into greatness. You will not accidentally outgrow the old you. That kind of growth takes warfare, and the war is daily. The old you is still alive, but it doesn't have to win. Every morning decide, I will not go back. I will not give in. I will fight for my future. I will win this battle on purpose. Let your actions preach louder than your feelings. Let your growth speak louder than your excuses. Let your purpose crush your patterns. Because outgrowing the old you is a daily battle, and today, you choose to win it on purpose.